Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Forex with Temilo, and in this video today we'll be breaking down the CPI news that I was able to catch on the Euro USD pair. I couldn't get an entry on the GBP USD, but I was able to get on Euro dollar. And also during the London session before the CPI in the New York session, I took a loss on GU, and that will be my first loss in the market for this year. So let me just quickly break it down, and let me break the loss down before we go to the CPI. So this is the GBP USD chart, and let me just replay back to this morning. So this was this morning on the charts. Let me go down to the 15 minutes, I think, and cut right back. Okay, so this is the 15 minutes chart, and if you remember quite well, I've been talking about these 15 minutes point of interest right here. I kept mentioning that I was expecting price to come here, and just as you can see, when market opened on Monday, this is the Asian session from Sunday. When market opened, market took out the Asian range high on Monday, and this was an aggressive sell entry opportunity to take price into this imbalance right here, which is about 43 pips. But I did not get into this trade because when market opened, I went to take my shower, and before I came back, the alert that I set at this zone was already triggered, and when I came back to my chart, price was already at around this level right here. I think so. Price was and I did not just want to jump into trade just like that. So as I was saying, as you can see right here, market broke this low that pushed into this level right here. So now we should have a retracement back up into this level for us to get back into, for me to get into a confirmation entry. Okay, but price never came back, and that was how I missed out on this trade. I really wanted to take an aggressive sell, but because I went to take my shower, I could not get into the trade. So I was waiting for that retracement, but I was unable to get it, and price actually went down into my TP. Let me go on the 15 minutes time frame. If I was in the sell, this was where I wanted to take my take profits from. So when price pushed there, actually I still had this point that I was going to get into a trade regardless. I think on the 2 minutes time frame we had a clear, yeah, you can see this clear supply zone right here, just right here at this zone. So I was looking to take an entry here, and as you can see, market was forming a downward liquidity right here. So I just knew price was coming back up and I was going to get a better entry, so I just kept my cool. But price never returned throughout the day, and it got to my take profit around that zone. Also, let me move to the 15 minutes time frame. By the time price came back into my point of interest, yeah, just right there, market came to my point of interest, and I could have gotten into another sell trade right there to now take price down again, probably to this low or just right there. Okay, actually if I was to get in, I would target these zones right there, but now it was already past my trading hour. I think this was around 6:45 in the evening. I will not trade after 3 or 4 p.m. So I was not interested in this setup anymore. I decided to wait for today, which is Tuesday. So as you can see, market came down again, and that would have been a good scalp, but I don't like to trade past my trading hours or overnight. So now this is the Asian session now coming to today, this morning during the London session. So what I always do every morning is to check for I'll check investing.com to see what news we have daily, if we'll be having news releases, strong news releases, that is 3-star news. And I saw that we had CPI today. So but where I made mistake was the fact that I should just have waited to trade the CPI and not take any trades during the London session. That is mostly what I do on the days when we have CPI or when we have NFP. I don't always trade during the London session, but I don't know what got into me today, and I decided to trade the London session. So for this London session, I was on the chart and I suddenly saw this spike up. So with this spike that went all the way up, I was not interested in taking an aggressive sell because this could keep spiking all the way up. So I decided to mark out. I still had this 15 minutes point of interest marked. I saw that price has now taken out this high. I then went on the lower time frame. If we are still going to sell, then I need confirmation, because with this spike I don't want to take an aggressive entry. And as you can see, with this spike we had imbalance right here, so I knew price was going to fall. Aside from that, we've now taken the Asian range high, we are left with the Asian range low. So I was waiting for a confirmation entry to sell. So as you can see, market is mitigating this M15 level of supply again. So I started marking out my structure. So now this is the low that has given us this high. Let me continue playing the chart. So now if I was to take a sell trade, I'll wait for that low to be broken, and as you can see, this low was broken. And not just that, this low right here was also broken. With this, I decided to get into a trade right here. I decided to sell from right here, my stop loss at this level. So I got into a sell right here, and for my take profits, I decided to target this Asian range low for my take profits for London session. So let's see how price develops. As you can see, I got tapped in. I was in profit at some point, but market later took out my trade. So at this point, I had my stop loss hit, and that was the first loss I will be taking this year. Okay, so that is a hit. So now, after my stop loss was hit, I then realized I should have just waited for CPI. So now I knew that the CPI was going to drop since the London session was already pushing up. So markets continued pushing up till we got to CPI and the market dropped. So at this point in time, I was wondering where GBP USD was pushing up to. I did not understand, but later I got to realize that market tapped into this imbalance. Market came to fill up this imbalance that we had right here, mitigated this zone. Let's see if we can get a clearer zone. So let me see the 1 hour time frame. So it's not just clear. Only on this 45 minutes we can see that there is sort of a zone right here that price came to tap into. So just before the CPI, I was then looking for a possible confirmation entry if I was going to take the trade. But as you can see, even on the lower time frame, GBP USD was not giving any confirmation. And if you say we had a confirmation entry, probably saying maybe when price took out this low right here, market should have just pulled back into this level, and this should have been the level we traded from. But as you can see, market spiked up first before pushing all the way down. So I just avoided GBP USD. So but on the other side, on Euro USD, price action was clear. Okay, so this is why I somehow love the fact that I am now adding Euro USD to my chart to trade instead of only GBP USD. So now on Euro USD, let me cut. So from Euro US, you can see that price was still trading from this level of supply that we've been trading from since Monday. So just like I missed the trade on GBP USD, I also missed this sell on Euro USD yesterday on Monday. But with this yesterday, markets tapped into this imbalance and supply zone and we sold off. But for CPI today, let me show you the zone I was targeting. So for CPI today, let me just clear this chart so that it makes more sense. Let me go on the 15 minutes time frame. So for CPI today, I was just eyeing this level of supply from the London session, not even CPI now, from the London session. Just like I took a sell on GBP USD and got stopped out, I was also looking at this zone for a possible sell. Why was I looking at that zone? I was looking at this zone because it's a clear supply zone, a valid one, because it caused a break of structure to the downside. Not just that, there's still presence of imbalance at this level right here. Not just that, we have liquidity above this level. This is just an inducement to entice sellers to get into a faster trade. And not just that, we had the Asian range high right here from this level. Some people actually took a buy from this zone this morning, but I was not interested in the buy. I was patiently waiting for this sell. So did price come there? Price went down during the London session, pushed back up. Yes, and just as you can see, markets came into this supply zone that I have marked out right there, and I was targeting this. I think my take profit was around 50 pips or thereabout during the news. So this was just the aggressive sell entry I just took because this zone is valid. I just took my sell just before the news release. I just took my sell and got into the trade. And not just that, you can see that we have just a small zone. This was about 11 pips, so it was a good setup for me to take that sell trade. So and as you can see, there are reasons to take this sell because we have this imbalance right here. We have this imbalance right here. Market was also kind of building like a trend line liquidity around this zone, so that was why I decided to take the sell. And right here as well, we have little imbalance to be filled as well. Okay, so now this is the technical analysis for me to have a sell bias for the CPI news. Okay, now to the fundamental bias. If you go on investing.com, this is where I always check for news releases. So I have my settings on this investing.com. I think some people use Forex Factory, but I like to use this investing.com. I already signed up and already did some settings. I already set for this table to show me only high volatility news releases, that is this 3-star news, and today I was able to see that we had CPI. So now that I've done my technical analysis, I decided to do my fundamental analysis. I have a video explaining how I use fundamental analysis during CPI. Maybe I'll link it somewhere around this video. So when I came, I saw the previous CPI was 0.3%. Now for today, the forecast is also 0.3, which is like they are expecting like a neutral release for actual. This is not yet printed before the news. Also for this CPI MOM, it was 0.2% from previous. They were also expecting 0.2% for this forecast for this month. Also for the last CPI YOY, the previous was 3.4 and they are now expecting 2.9. So this is how I got to know that the CPI was going to favor US dollar, because at this point in time this is neutral, this is like neutral, then this is slightly, their forecast is slightly lower than the previous forecast than we had in January. What was released in January, now what they are expecting is slightly lower. So with that, I'm expecting about 3.0% or something that will be greater than this 2.9%. Okay, so with that I was able to use that to know that the CPI was going to favor the US dollar, and also my technical analysis was giving me a valid reason to sell. Okay, we have this unmitigated and supply zone, and before the CPI, the London session has moved all the way up. Okay, so it's like saying markets went up during the London session, then definitely there should be a reversal during the New York session. So these are the two things that gave me that confirmation for a sell. It's just a pity that GBP USD pushed way higher above this 15 minutes point of interest. If this zone was very clear to me, I would have known that this is where I should wait for a sell. So instead I got into a sell around this zone right here, and I was stopped out just before the news. So it was this imbalance that we had there, this Asian range low that we have here, that gave me that confirmation for the technical aspects. Okay, so that is it guys about the CPI. I hope the next CPI you are able to use this information to guide you for the next CPI in March. Okay, so I will advise that anytime we are having USD CPI, avoid trading during the London session so that you can be able to capitalize on the CPI during the New York session.